A lovely piece of work was done by WWF and the World Resources Institute looking at Belize and trying to quantify the value of that country's mangroves and coral reef. And its coral reef is the second biggest barrier reef in the world. And of course, these kinds of ecosystems across the world have been plundered, they've been cleared to make way for port facilities, for hotels, and shrimp farming has been a big pressure on mangrove forests in recent years in particular. But this piece of work, looking at Belize, discovered that the value of the intact systems was much, much bigger than when they were converted into these other uses. And there were three big reasons why these ecosystems for Belize were so important. One was the replenishment of oceanic fisheries, obviously a big attractor for tourism. People come there to go bird watching and to go diving over the reef. But the big thing, the huge big thing, that would cost Belize dear should it replace these ecosystems with other services in the form of coastal concrete defences. This would be crippling. And it was estimated that on the basis of that in particular, but also the fishing and the tourism, that the coral reef and the mangrove were for Belize worth between about 25% and 40% of its annual GDP, which for a poor country is absolutely immense. So once you start looking at these kinds of studies and you start putting together the evidence, you realise that we're living in really a dream world when it comes to how we look at the environment as something we talk about in terms of economics. We've become used to this utter falsehood being perpetrated now at every level in business and in politics, whereby we have to believe that the price of progress is the destruction of nature. Nothing could be further from the truth. If we wish to have economic development into the future and to be able to support the needs of 9 billion people, which is where we're heading, nature will be our biggest ally. And I think conservationists worldwide need to shout that very loudly, because if we can get that across, then everything else we need to do will become so much easier. Thanks very much indeed.